Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right out here in my lab, in the book of my yacht. Oh, I'm just getting it in. So prepare yourself, get comfortable. We got a nice little lesson for you. It's going to take a little while, but it's a good lesson. So you know how we do. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. Tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is, know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Yep. So let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. So you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my girl, my yacht, be true. Question, right thinkers. Let me ask you a question. You know the difference between a doer and a non-doer? So if you don't, let me teach you the main difference between a doer and a non-doer. You let me know which one you are, or you figure out which one pertains to you. Remember, Cinderella, be honest. If the shoe fit, you got to wear it. You can change. Let's go. If it's not what you want. Right thinkers, we live what I call a philosophical, meditative lifestyle. Philosophically, I'm thinking all the time, and I'm always in a state of what? Meditation, doing what's right, keeping myself in line with the right thing. So my meditative lifestyle, and it should be developed along with your formal daily meditation practices. Again, there's two ways to do that. And you can practice at given time, appointed time, formal. Informal is just keeping, I call it being God conscious. Okay, that's my philosophy. But what it means is acting in such a way that there is a greater and greater detachment from objects of the world and people that cause situations, and then there becomes a what? When you do that, loneliness, sanctification, whatever you want to call it. But when you start doing things you need to do, the crowd is going to dwindle down. Okay, you're going to end up alone. And when you start detaching yourself from objects and people, situations, you get a greater independence and even a more peace within oneself. That's where it starts. And when you do that, now this can only happen. How? When you have a keen understanding of your deeper self, aka going inside, and the nature of the world outside yourself and your human experiences and existence, along with what we call formal meditation practices and the other activities in which promote physical health. I go to the gym, I pray, I meditate, every day. Every day. It's part of my life. It's where I live. Okay, practicing yoga over 10 years. And I ain't big on a diet. I eat pretty much what I eat. I have allergies, so I got to be careful of what I eat. So the diet is always in effect. If not, I break out and get allergic reactions. You see my face swell up. So that's what coming from eating the wrong things. My body let me know, no, that wasn't good. Okay, so yeah. But physical fitness, in the gym every day. I got a buddy, 87 years old. Love that guy. He's in the gym every day with me. I've been going with this guy for the last 3-4 years, and he ain't slowing down. And I love that. So that gives me the opportunity, again, exercise, physical fitness is important. Ordinarily, people, what? We are taught to do things, i.e. action. But you're doing it in order to what? Gain some objective or a reward. We call it the fruits of your labor, okay? Or to derive some pleasures or rewards from a yogic and right thinking philosophical concept and the Buddhist perspective. We see they are doers of action. What that mean? They act out of what? Unconscious and subconscious desires that arises in the mind at any given time. That means willy-nilly. It might feel like this. You might feel like that. You might want to do this. You might want to do that. There's no control. The mind should be controlled. Your ego shouldn't control your mind. Watch this. At any given time, and what? They are constantly beset with what? What we call perpetual state of what? Unrest and agitation. Either worry about what you did yesterday, worry about what you got to do tomorrow. Those kind of people, they never at peace with themselves. That's the doers. Watch this. So the meditative way, and I can attest to this, of life means that your actions are always affirmations, always on point. They're always right. Why? Because you're God conscious. I'm not going to do something wrong willingly. I'm not going to do that. That's holding yourself accountable. Watch this. Why? Affirmations of your higher knowledge of self and your awareness. And it's not based on your unconscious desire. You're fully conscious and aware of what you're doing, not just going on emotions and the ego that runs that part of the mind. Again, if the ego is in control, you don't want that for yourself. It's never going to end good for you. And the perfection of what? Of spiritual discipline. Right there. You have to practice this. Perfection of spiritual discipline only comes, you ready? With daily practice. That's why I keep explaining to you. You practice to be your best self. All you got to do is put the work in when? Daily. Not what you did last week. Not what you're going to do next week. Daily. And you'll get the results. Trust me. And when this art is perfected, self-mastery takes over. And now you, the practitioner, you are referred to as what? You ready? You're a non-doer. Oh, I thought I was a doer. No. Doers do things for a purpose and a reason. A non-doer do it because it's the right thing to do. That's why. And when you think about that, if that's you, you're a good person. And this is only because, watch this, even though they may be doing many things, helping other people, see them busy doing it in their life, but in reality, they have discovered that the true rewards of what? Doing the right thing in life do not depend on the outcome of that activity. It's the fruits of the reward. I'm doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. I don't care about the outcome. Don't make a difference to me. Whether good, bad, and different is not my decision to make. I just do what I do. I'm here every day doing that to show you this is how it's done. If you're going to teach it or preach it, you better live it. Simple as that. And this is about to show you the main difference between a doer and a non-doer. Oh, there's a difference. Big difference. The main difference between a doer and a non-doer is that the doer is always driven by desires, wants, and pleasures. Wants something in return. Who that sound like? That deal maker is the doer. Are you a deal maker? Those desires, while the non-doer is indefinite to the desires of the mind and the fruits of the action that they perform. I'm just doing it because it's the right thing to do. Don't make a difference to me. That's what the non-doer does. The non-doer acts out of what? Wakefulness, understanding, knowing just what I'm doing, while the doer acts out of what? Desires and ego-filled mind. What? They want something. That hidden agenda. They keep a hidden agenda. If you're a doer, you're doing things because it's something you want from somebody. Okay? The only time they choose you is some way to what? That they can use you. Those are friends. Those are doers or users, whatever you want to call them, but that's what they do. Thus, now you, the non-doer, you can never be what? Disappointed. Don't make a difference to me. I ain't got no nickel in that dime. I'm just doing my part. Moving on. Or, watch this. You can never be disappointed or made what? Unhappy because of the situation. That's how you separate yourself. Don't got emotional ties to it. I ain't got no involvement in it. Ain't no big deal to me. That's what non-doers do. Mind their business, do what they got to do, and move on. And you're not unhappy because of a situation in life. While, again, here's the doer. They always engage in a what? Roller coaster of elation or depression. That's the serpent, okay? That's the giant Apophis. Why? Because the ego takes you on that roller coaster. When it's good, you're happy. When it's bad, you're sad. It's up and down. When you just non-doer, that don't control you. That don't move you. It don't move my needle to do something for you. And how you deal with it don't make a difference to me. What I give you every day, I don't have no control over what you do with it, how you get it if you don't. I just do what I do. That's what I'm saying about. I don't get caught up in how many views I get. I used to, and I was getting little, but I understand now that I have no control over things. So I'm not going to control or concern myself emotionally to get all good or happy, sad or elated because of the views. Get the concept. I got to live the facts that I'm teaching, and I'm doing that daily. And watch this. So you don't get caught up in the roller coaster of elation or depression, happiness, sorrow, or pain, or pleasure, etc. See where we're going with that? Those are all emotions that once you get involved, that's what's going to happen to you. When it's good, you're happy. Oh, I'm glad everything worked out. Man, it didn't work. Man, I'm so glad. Yeah, that's not how I live. And watch this. Never finding abiding peace. Why? You always on that roller coaster. How'd it go? How'd it go? You want results. You want results. You want to know what's in it. How did you make out? How did we do? How did we do? Doers. The non-doer acts out of necessity and is a primarily concerned with what? With experiencing the moment fully while carrying out the present task to perfection and not worrying about reward. I just did less about that one, about reward, giving up selfish service. Just do it. Nike, just do it. Don't worry. If it's done right, you know. For the task at hand. Thus, what? It may be said that for the non-doer, there is an immediate, what? Reward. Self-rewarding, what? To do something that I felt good about doing. And then the problem. Now I'm at what? You're rewarded with peace and joy within oneself, for yourself. Whereas the doer is what? Always looking to the future or always worrying about the past. And their peace and happiness does not come from their expectations for the future, nor can it be satisfied by what? The experiences of the past. Sorrow due to what? Some negative situations that's already passed, which occurred in the past. That's Monday morning quarterback, and you can't change it. So watch this. So they have, this is the doer. They always worried about stuff that they really got no control over, except the moment that they miss every time. They have discovered a deep experience in what? The present, which transcends both past and the future. Thus, non-doers experience a unique form of peace and happiness in what? In an eternal present. They walk in the present and they stay at peace and harmony because the stuff that's going on don't affect them, which is not affected by the various ups and downs of life. And you see people go through life smooth, no matter what, just smooth. They know what they're doing. You see the people get all crazy and panicky. 1 minute they're excited, next minute they're depressed. That's the doers, okay? Something they did didn't work out for them, so they're depressed. When they happy, something they did that worked out in their favor. They went in there, yeah, I did this, I won that. How much I did, I hit, all that good stuff. Yeah, see, okay. A real non-doer don't go through those emotions, ups and downs. Why? That's what you try to control, that process. All right? That's the serpent. And when you got control of situations in your life, adversities or prosperity are now an integral part of human existence and our experiences in the flesh. That's going to happen, good and bad. But the belief that life can or should only be composed of what? Happy and positive situations. Mike Tyson, that's ludicrous. But is what? A factor of philosophical ignorance. Again, ludicrous. Thank you, Mike. And a lack of what? Self-reflection or even on history. If it didn't work, you did this before and it didn't work, you do that again? Really? You got a president that, per that point, that makes no sense. I don't know nobody who got back with their ex and it was successful. So moving on. A wise person, and that's what the non-doers come from experience, become a wise person realizes what? That in life is full of adverse situations as well as prosperous situations, but they should not move the needle to control you where 1 minute is that, next minute that. That's the point. Flatline. While trying to what? Promote the prosperous situations, there must be what? Expectations of what? Adversities as well. If you think it's going to go one of two ways. It can go good or it can go the other way. Okay? But this wisdom from experience, again, leads to what? The understanding that the world and worldly situations cannot be relied or depend upon as a source for happiness. Don't make a difference. You're not going to get it. But some of us just keep trying. Well, they will keep trying. And there will always arise some situation which will bring any form of worldly prosperity to an end. You ain't guaranteed nothing in this physical world. So therefore, a wise person, again, non-doers, does not become attached to worldly objects. I'm trying to make that point to you as best I can. Or people. I don't give a damn. Okay, understand that. Why? Or situations. Again, even while being involved with them in various situations, relationships, whatever it is, during normal course of lifetime. I had to do it. My dad died. Okay? I can deal with anything. Why? I lost him. In life, you have situations that's going to teach you one way or another. So all no, you get over it. Like I said, my mom said, what don't kill you makes you stronger. So you get better at living. That's the game of the game. Get proficient at doing and being you. Let me wrap it up right quick. General society believes what? And this is the biggest problem. That actions are to be performed for a goal of attaining some objects or reward which will yield you what? Pleasure. Satisfaction. That's not the right objective all the time. It ain't always physical. And when you want rewards or stuff, that's physical. But the socialization process teaches what? The individual to seek to perform actions because this is the way to what? Attain something which will cause you happiness. A reward, satisfying problem theory. Bell ring, he come. You give him the treat, he hit the bell, he come again. Why? To get that treat. That's not doing. That's being what? Coerced. That's being manipulated. That's being played. And that's what religion does to you with a mind game. But this is the predicament of the masses, why they think you're ignorant of people who what? Who have not studied or practiced right. Think of philosophy, yoga, Maya philosophy, or any mystical philosophy, Buddhism, Shitaneta, Smartawi, or Vedanta. Any one of those philosophical concepts will teach you how to be a non-doer. And the following line from the Declaration of Independence that they don't live up to illustrates this point succinctly if you really took it at face value and it really was said, if it really performed what it said. Why it's just, we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. And how we got here, yeah. Man and woman get together, sperm and egg, boom. We all created equal in God's eye. That's the part right there. That's right. Okay, that's understandable. I'm going to break it down for you right quick. That they are now what? Endowed by who? The Creator, who gave you with certain inalienable rights. That among these are what? Life, liberty, supposed to be freedom, and your pursuit of happiness, to be your best self, to get out of life what you think you should. Slaves don't have that opportunity. I want to get that out before we can go any further. All that shot to hell when you got us enslaved. Moving on. So that didn't go both well with me. I got the concept, but we ain't living up to it. As I said, we ain't living up to none of that. Or they wouldn't have slavery. These are not, excuse me, there is nothing wrong with pursuing happiness for oneself. And that's the part of life that they supposed to be giving us. In fact, this is the innermost drive of the human heart. We're here to do, to be, achieve. The problem comes when the pursuit is engaged in with what? A sense of ignorance and delusion, which most people display every day. Most people do not know themselves, and most people do not know what true happiness is for themselves. So what? So they pursue things, wealth, progeny, fame, and the pleasures of the flesh. That's where the physical world we live in right now is full of. And every time y'all get caught up in that, what you just recycling. That's all you're going to do. That's what that's about. Ain't none of y'all going nowhere. Again, with this, there is a greater effectiveness and perfection in one's actions that prove who and what you're about. Actions of any time. Remember, that's karma. That's what sets forth your karma. Your actions of any type will always lead to some result. Oh, yeah. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. You reap what you sow. You put that work in, you get something in return. Watch this. However, this result is not as predictable as people have come to believe. Why you mean? In reality, the only thing a human being can control, pay attention, is the action of oneself and not the fruits of said actions. I just told you, when I do something, I'm doing it for the benefit of someone else. I ain't looking for nothing in return. So how it will work out don't mean much to me. I got nothing to do with that. I got no nickel in that dime. If there is a concentration on actions, they would be done what? With good intent. That's what I'm saying. God conscious. All my actions are good intentions. Without what? Physical desires or expectations of something in return from somebody that I did the action for. Them kind of people, the deal makers, we know who they are. Don't be them. Then watch this. There can be now what? Peace and contentment even while the action of is being performed, because you're not involved in it, no shape, form, or fashion other than doing the action that you perform. This is the way of the non-doer. If you're doing things for the right reason, if you're doing things in the kindness of your heart, that makes you a non-doer. Well, I thought, no, it's think again. Doers do for a reason. Non-doers don't need the reason, hence non-doer. I hope you understand the concept. But actions perform with expectations, ding, 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 you're a doer. And desires are the way of what? This is the way of the non-doer. Action. But okay, the non-doer, the one I told you the first time, doing things, performing for the action, don't get caught up in it, that's the non-doer. Now, actions, watch this now, perform with expectations and desires are the way of the doer. Ding, 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 ding. That's the difference. The non-doer is free from what? The fruits. Why? Because he or she is free from the desires or the expectations of the act that they perform, while the doer is all solely dependent on the actions and is bound to what? The results by what? Be they positive or negative. And when desires and expectations in the mind are resolved, the mind now becomes what? calm, and peaceful. But under these conditions, the non-doer is what? Free from elation or depression. See that? He's free from that because his or her pleasure is coming from the present moment by doing the action that they're performing. And in the present moment, that's where we should live. And not it's based on what my memories of what I did before, of the past, or the pleasurable situation I'm looking forward to, impelling it in the movement for the future. But to repeat those activities or have more expectations for the future activities which will what? Somehow bring them happiness. And they will continue to do that. That's called what? Insanity in the real world. But we do it unconsciously. So we're not really conscious about we're doing it. And I'm trying to bring to your attention. If you're that person, I'm just bringing to your attention. Now you can look at yourself a little different. That's all. Don't get mad at me. Check this out. The non-doer not being bound by what? Okay, I got the clock running. To the memories of a past actions or the expectations is not bound by neither the past nor the future, and thereby able to discover an eternal present and peace within themselves for doing just what they do. The doer is always caught up in what? The past, the present, and thereby loses that opportunity to discover what? Peace and true happiness in the moment. This is the condition of most people. That's sad of the world. 85% of y'all, they claim, in time and space. This is the art of true spiritual life. Why? It leads one to detach from the world, even while continuing to be in the world, but not of it. That's what they're saying. Okay, I get that concept from there. And thereby what? You're discovering the hidden inner spiritual dimensions of what? Your unconscious mind and what lies beyond. The doer always bound to form an experience, which is always determined by and they are bound by the world, time and space, because only in time and space can there be manifest the memories or the past or expectation of the future. It ain't spiritual, it's physical. And the non-doer eventually discovers what? The transcendental experience of expanding consciousness in the present moment, aka becoming awakened and knowing themselves. In closing, I gotta go, right thinkers. May you all live to be 100, me 100 miles a day. So I would never know that more. Right thinkers who's realizing they're doer or non-doer have passed away. I'll be right back.